that's your second internship.
Yeah.
So like, are all of your internships after that related to computer graphics? Would you say that the derivative job kind of opened you to the world of computer graphics?
That's pretty much what happened. My very last, like, it was like 2 days before my internship ended, I asked my supervisor, I was like, is there something fun to do here? And he was like, why don't you like make these things look better, like on the like the monitor or like the pictures.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, what is that? I don't know. Like, and it involved a lot of math, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, I've never like actually used math in coding. It's more like just code something, right? You don't use the math.
Yeah.
So I was like, what is this? And he was like, well, this is called computer graphics.
Oh.
And then I was like, why do you guys know of all these computer graphics stuff? And they're like, funny story. We actually come from a different company called Side Effects. So basically,
derivative was a derivative of a different company, Side Effects. So they used to share the same code base and all that stuff. So they branched out because the founders who made Side Effects in the first place, one of them decided that they wanted to focus on like more of the visual artists. So they just branched into making Touch Designer. But then,
so I already had all the connections, and I could basically I just went and worked at Side Effects for the next 2 co-ops. And yeah, Side Effects works on computer graphics mainly. So that's their bread and butter for like making, because they make the tool that's called Houdini, so that they make the Houdini engine sort of.
Yeah.
And this Houdini software is responsible for pretty much anything VFX, like visual effects that you've seen in any movie from like
That's so cool.
20, 25 years ago till now.
Then I think from Side Effects, went to Ubisoft.
Yeah.
And then also he did research in computer graphics for his final term.
Yeah. That sounds right.
Yeah, I'm remembering things. Just recap.
Yeah, so to recap, it's sort of like I went to Christie Digital, which was like cinema. Okay, I felt good.
Yeah.
And then Derivative, which was like some sort of engine at least, because this is going to lead into the video game stuff.
Yeah.
And then from that, I went to Side Effects, which opened me to computer graphics, and I like studied so much computer graphics to catch up because my courses did not deliver that.
Yeah.
And then from that, I went to Ubisoft, which was now a gaming company, and I worked on the game Watch Dogs Legion. You should play it. And then I spent my last co-op term just doing like research, because I was doing research essentially in computer graphics right after my first like Side Effects internship, part-time, but then I did an actual full-time internship for research in the last co-op term. And then like after I graduated, I also started to do like, it was that at that point it was like the summer in COVID, and I did a remote like Activision internship. That was really good, one of basically my best internship pretty much. Because I worked on a game called Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. You guys should definitely play that.
So from Waterloo, you kind of was exposed to like different internships, and these internships just led you to UC San Diego. So can you tell me a bit more about like how did you even find internships that are so related? Like what's the process for like graphics people? Like how do you interview? Do you do LeetCode as well?
What you need to understand about graphics is like, it's not so much like the other branches of computer science where like, for example, a normal everyday person, say they want to get into Facebook or Google, they go on LeetCode or HackerRank. But in any case, I wasn't so much of a lead coder, so I was always trying to like navigate through this LeetCode stuff and like figure out something that I want to do with the stuff that I know. And the computer graphics is naturally that, because like you don't need to be like a lead coder to do computer graphics.
Let's just talk about like how to get into like derivative. So I think it's because Sina has a really strong like math background. He did Olympiad. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, sure. I did like astronomy and astrophysics Olympiad.
Yeah, he
back
won
in high
like a
school.
medal for his country.
Yeah, I came from Iran back in high school, so I got a gold medal there, and I went to the internationals in Romania, and I got a silver medal there. I also instructed a Canadian team. We went to Indonesia, and a few people got medals. Yeah. So I'm proud of my students.
Yeah. So basically, he's at the instructor level for like Olympiad competitions. And when he came to University of Waterloo, I think what he had on his like resume is probably like your game jam projects that you just talked
sort of
about.
like a good beginner or like if let's say you're in like your second year of like software
Yeah.
engineering and you want to get a job, a good thing is to just initiation. Like you're doing something. Like
Yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
the hackathon projects help, but I think what's more importantly is his GPA.
yeah, I mean definitely.
Yeah.
The reason that people from derivative and also side effects were very excited to have me and like pretty much were just on board from the beginning,
Yeah.
it was that I had good GPA, and not only that, I showed that I'm confident in like approaching math problems or like physics problems,
Yeah.
more math actually, because one thing that a lot of these companies struggle with is that they get really good coders, but once it gets to some like math problem, they just sort of break. And you need to have like some sort of patience for math problems, you
Yeah.
know, and like be able to just like sometimes sit down and like open up like a little notebook and like just write some stuff and double check your work, right? Because a lot of the code that you write is not like some hash map. Well, there is that, right? There's always that.
Hash
And-
map is hard, okay?
Yeah.
You gotta just be like appreciate hash maps.
No, I mean, like I did that in my internship at Side Effects, right? But
Okay.
it's not just that, right? Sometimes
Okay.
you're just like, you're looking at an equation on like a paper, for example, and you're just like wanting to type that down into your code. But it's not like a straight translation from paper to code. There's like some natural stuff happening in between. So, and you gotta like appreciate math a little to like know of all the edge cases and all the problems that might occur in like doing that. So it takes some time getting used to that. But anyway, if you want to get into your foot in the door,
Yeah.
make sure you're doing good at school, because they do care about that. For example, like side effects and derivative definitely cared about doing good at school. And also, but yeah, initiation, like have some sort of graphics project. Like there's so many courses online right now. You can just like
Unity, Graph on the Real.
yeah, like Unity,
Graph on the
Unreal,
Real.
like all that stuff.
Yeah.
Have tutorials. You can even take introductory computer graphics courses. Actually, my prof here at UCSD, Ravi Ramamurthy, has a course online for free. It's actually ridiculously good.
Okay, I'll link the course down below.
Yeah. So
Send it
you
to
guys
me.
can actually just, of course, yeah.
Yeah, take the course
Yeah.
as a beginner level introductory to that.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure everyone knows about Ravi. Like, if you are in the computer graphics industry, they'll be like, oh, that's a professor.
Yeah, actually,
Lit.
so my professor here, Professor Ramamurthy, he wrote a paper back in his PhD. It's called Spherical Harmonics, and
Sure.
like, basically it allowed for. So in games, there's this thing that you need to have like the lighting to look very natural, and it's
Yeah.
really hard to make it super realistic. So there's something called global illumination, and to do that, people in games don't have the budget to do like, because like think of movies. Movies have infinite sort of budget, right? Like they can spend like hours and hours doing things, but for a game, you need to do things in 1/60th or 120th of a second. That's like very limited. So to make pictures realistic, they do some calculations offline. And to do that, they use these sort of probes and some math stuff that's called spherical harmonics. Very cool name. But essentially, that was like one of his papers in PhD. And so like this is an industry standard now. Like every single game uses that. And also like sometimes in like, well, like relatively older in movies, people did that. Nowadays they don't. But like in every single video game, people do that. So like, even if you go to a company and you call Ravi Ramamurthy, they know who is.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about why you're choosing to do a PhD? Like, it's super cool that you get such a professor to like sponsor you or like supervise you.
Yeah,
And-
I actually have two supervisors. It's Professor Ravi Ramamurthy and Albert Chern. They're both super amazing, and I think I'm getting the best of both worlds, because
Yeah.
one is really into
Can you get two supervisors for your under?
definitely. I mean, some people even have 3 supervisors.
Same. You did so many internships, right?
Yeah.
So can't you just go and get a job?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely could have gotten a job in any of the companies I worked
Yeah.
at.
I know they wanted you to return.
Yeah, for sure. But once you get into computer graphics, and I assume that all other fields are like this, and I'm just very passionate about computer graphics, is
Yeah.
that you realize that you don't know much. Like even as you learn and learn, you just
Yeah.
realize that there's so much more I do not know and do not understand, and there's just so much to learn. So
Yeah. So like, does your salary increase with a PhD degree? Like,
As
How,
in,
like
are you
if
become-
you so if you were to have like an undergrad degree and go straight into computer graphics compared to like you doing a PhD and go into computer graphics, what is the difference?
That's really a tough question to answer because really is that someone might get into an undergraduate and go straight up into working at a company and
So
naturally because they become more senior they will earn more by the
Yeah.
time that like a PhD would like
Yeah.
because a PhD program takes anywhere between 4 to 6 years to complete.
So I guess my question is more around like, do you get to do like cooler? Do you get to do like cooler projects if you were to have a PhD?
Definitely like
So you
like,
don't spend like all of these years like trying to move up the ladder and to prove yourself that you can do the projects.
yeah. So
I got
like
it.
graphics
Yeah.
has a huge stack, right? Like graphics goes from basically theoretical level of like proving stuff,
Yeah.
right? Very math, very physics, right? And it goes down to very low level because everything that you need to do must run on a computer or like on a very, very, very limited budget.
Yeah.
So to achieve that very limited
Very
budget,
sunny. Yes.
you have to essentially, you know, be very good at coding. So being very good at coding does not equal being a very good researcher, right? So
Yeah.
you definitely need both the undergraduate people who just
Yeah.
want to code, and you both need also the researchers who want to do the high level math stuff. So I'm at an awkward position personally because I really like the researching stuff and I really love the coding stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know which one I want. I want kind of both. But there's definitely a lot of people who also want both out there.
So like my question for you is, so you're doing a PhD in computer science right now,
Yes,
and you did your undergrad in computer engineering.
that is correct.
Do you think your computer engineering degree is spanning you from like a lot of the CS options, or do you think it's as equal to like a CS degree? Or
That's a
like,
very controversial question.
what about like an electrical engineering degree? Like, can I go into computer graphics if I have experience?
Ultimately, anything related to any coding job is that you ultimately need to have the experience. Doesn't really matter that.
What your degree?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So, but electrical engineering usually means people who are pretty good at math and physics. So
Thank you.
they
Yeah.
usually end up getting the job, especially in computer graphics.
Oh, electrical engineering?
Yeah, because there's
Like PhD in electrical engineering or like undergrad electrical engineering?
doesn't matter.
Ah.
Because think about it. Like as I said, computer graphics has a very
So why
different-
didn't you stay in electrical engineering?
Because it like ultimately it's sort of like how much do you want to study on your own. So I rather have a few things taught to me by courses rather than just like me just going on and studying it. Like for example, operating systems was really useful, or computer architecture is really useful. Databases is kind of useful.
I see.
So
Yeah.
I mean, you want to learn as much as you can from your degree, but if you're in
Yeah.
a degree that you don't think you can, it's not the end of the world. Like a lot of the people I've met, they either come from math degrees,
Yeah.
they come from like physics undergrads,
Yeah.
some of them even from chemical engineering.
Oh.
So it really based on like, is this something you like to do? And if you're really set your mind into doing it, it's not that hard actually, because like there's a large demand for computer graphics people, and
But
there's
it's very
not enough
niche,
people.
too.
Yeah,
It's very
exactly.
niche.
There's
I
not
think-
enough people actually studying for it, you know.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess like we will end the video right here. Like Sina shared a lot of amazing experience, and if you guys are interested, message me, comment down below. We will do a follow up. And for this video, I think that's already a lot of information that we talked about. Like you just essentially need to try hard, do hackathons, get your grades up.
Show initiation and show
Okay, I
passion.
like how you put it. Yes.
That's basically what makes the employers
Yeah.
excited, because this, like, you have to understand computer graphics. Who's interviewing you is probably really interested in what they're doing, and they rather have someone who's as equally interested than
Yeah.
someone who's just like, I just want to make money here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you. Yay.